Hello, this is Richie from PlayStationCountry.com and we're back with another review. If you can give us a like and a subscribe, then we'll like and subscribe you as a human being, whatever that means. But in the meantime, we're here with AngerForce Reloaded, which comes to us by way of Beijing-based Screenbox Studio, and it's a vertically scrolling bullet hell shooter with roguelike mechanics. So when you start the game, you get a choice of 4 different pilots. Each one has a different ship with slightly different firepower and special abilities, and you get 3 different difficulty levels. There's the noob campaign, which gives you 3 levels, normal, which gives you 5, and then veteran, which gives you 7. So basically you have to get through the first one to the second, and then eventually to the final veteran level, which is great because it gives you a reason to kind of keep replaying, because each time it's giving you more levels, more things to see and do. And initially you might think, oh yeah, this is just another shoot 'em up. You know, we've seen so many of these, especially on PSN, and this genre has been around for a long time. And yes, you know, it does everything you expect from a shoot 'em up. You move around using the left stick, you fire, you have lots of enemies coming towards you, you dodge bullet patterns, you do all of that good stuff, and yeah, it does all of that stuff capably. It feels nice to play. You get better as you keep playing, which hopefully will be evidenced in this video, but who knows. And yeah, at first it sort of seems all a bit daunting, but this is where the roguelike stuff comes in, or the roguelite, because as you finish the game, it doesn't matter how well you did, you're going to earn a few points, and those points can then be used to buy upgrades, which then in turn make you stronger, which means the next time you play the game you should do theoretically a little bit better. And the game's got some nice ideas to it. You have these 2 special abilities, each character has them, different ones, which are triggered with L1 and R1, and they require energy to use, and as you fire them off, if you kill someone with an ability, then you set a combo counter going, so that is how you kind of get better scores and stuff. And later on, as you get new abilities, you'll get abilities that then make enemies drop more energy when you kill them with a special ability, so you can kind of keep the cycle going, which is really good. And that's because you really have to start kind of managing your firepower and your output a bit. You know, you can just play this as a standard shooter and you'll probably do quite well because it's not a difficult game as such, but if you want to kind of get some of those trickier trophies and beat the game in its hardest setting, then yeah, you're going to need to sort of just be a bit more careful about when to use those special abilities, when to use your bombs, and when to just use your regular weapons. So on the one hand, you've got this like really accessible, well-produced shoot 'em up. The studio don't have a track record yet of doing anything, so it's really good to see a studio come out and do a really good shoot 'em up in that kind of cave sort of style of shoot 'em up, which if you don't know who they are, they're kind of the masters of the genre. So yeah, this is a really good game on that level. But then you get that roguelike stuff, which gives you a reason to keep playing, you know, because you want to see what the next ability does and what the next upgrade does and all of that good stuff. But that said, it doesn't do that stuff particularly great. There isn't like anything where you go, oh yeah, this is a game-changing ability, I'm going to be much better now. Everything's just kind of a subtle improvement, but even so, it's quite nice to have subtle improvements. Yeah, and visually it all looks very nice and clear. It's got a really good sort of I don't know if you call it a steampunk kind of setting. It's not as steampunk as something like Jamestown, which is a really great game for the PS4, but it's still kind of got that on Earth kind of setting as opposed to being in space, which, you know, maybe makes things a little bit more interesting. You can see here that we're just checking through the upgrades, seeing what's there, so that gives you an idea of what you can sort of aspire to do with your ship later on. And so yes, the game gets all of the basics right. Everything that it's trying to do as a shoot 'em up and a roguelite, yeah, there's no real problems except for one. Actually 2. One is this giant loading screen, which, you know, this is unedited. This is what we had to sit through when we fired the game up, and there's plenty of them. And the other thing that's a little bit annoying is the fact that actually we managed to get to the end of the game in our first go, insofar as we beat the noob difficulty without any kind of trouble, then the normal difficulty, got all the way to the final boss on the veteran difficulty before finally running out of, you know, lives and continues. So that was a bit of a disappointment because you don't want to see the whole game that quickly. That said, it's a little bit harder to then actually beat the veteran difficulty, so you know, even though it's just beating that final boss, but then that final boss was just a bit of a bullet hell prick, so you know, that might be another sort of black mark against the game. And as such, I think the real genre purists probably won't get much value from the game, because you know, they play things that are way harder than this, like Ikaruga or whatever. But if you're kind of someone who's just a bit more casual about these things, just wants to play a fun shoot 'em up that isn't going to, like, you know, mangle your fingers and burn your eyes out of your skull, then this is a good game, and we do recommend it. Some of the early problems with, you know, glitched trophies and stuff, those have been patched out now, and so what you get is just a good shoot 'em up, and it's pretty cheap. It's available right now, and yes, so thanks for watching. And if you can check us out, it's PlayStationCountry.com for the written review, that'd be great. But mostly, if you can give us a like and a subscribe, then Mo said, we'll be your best friends literally forever. Thanks, bye bye.